Hey everybody, just wanted to take a second to tell you about the Mana Trader series. Mana Trader sponsors our channel. It lets me rent decks so I can play everything I need on MTGO to show you guys decks going on in the format, what's happening in Magic at the moment, and lets me help keep playing there, keep making the content you guys want to see. So if you want to play in the series, it's a once per month Eternal format series on Magic Online. You can sign up for Mana Traders using code A22EN. It's code A22EN. You'll get 15% off your entry, you'll get 15% off your subscription each month, and then you'll get free entry into the Mana Traders series where you get to play for a big payout. If you look at the payout here, huge prize pool, $4,000, $2,000, a bunch of credit towards it. Top 8, everyone's getting paid out. Even just in the Swiss, you get paid out for placing, so you don't even have to rely on one tournament where things go good or bad. You can actually get paid out for just playing a bunch during the Swiss. And there's a lot of good players in it, so it's a good place to step up. It's a good place to play against the best in the game right now and get better at playing Magic. So, again, if you want to sign up, use code A22EN at checkout for 15% off. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Making Magic Happen, brought to you by RW Hobbies and Games, Livonia, Michigan. I'm Zach, and today we're playing some Esper Stoneblade. You might have caught the Stoneblade roundtable I did with Kyle Bogamus, but we started talking about different versions of Esper. We started talking about different versions of Blue-White Blade, and then we got into Esper at the very end, and it got me inspired to build this. It seems to me like it's using a lot of the best cards in Modern, and they're kind of synergistic too. So I think Teferi's, it's on the short list of cards that people want banned in Modern. It's a very powerful card. But it needs specific things, right? Like you need it to use it to its full potential. You really want to be able to have good sorceries to use at instant speed, and discard spells are among the best ones to use. So I like that black gets to pair with Teferi here. Additionally, I'm kind of scared of Veil of Summer. We have a lot of black targeted discard that gets blown out by it, some counter spells that get blown out by it. And Teferi covers that weakness pretty well, because if you get a Teferi in play, you can then Thoughtseize and not be scared of Veil of Summer, which I like quite a bit. Teferi's also just, his minus is great on their stuff. It's awesome to pick up a Snapcaster or a Batterskull. So I like Teferi quite a bit, and I like the cards this puts around him. I think Force Negation is one of the other best cards in Modern. Free spells are broken. People know free spells are broken. There's not very many amazing ones left, and Force Negation is really good. Getting to play free spells is super powerful. I am a little concerned about this deck's blue count. I think we're right around the edge of acceptable. We have 18. I would like more, but it is what it is. We'll have to watch if it gets bad. I have an extra Force Negation I can board in, oftentimes where you want Force Negation, you also want Aether Gust, so I can, in matchups where Force Negation is important, I can put some Aether Gust in to up the blue count even more. I also think Jace is really powerful, and he's hard to use perfectly. Now, blue control decks do use Jace well, but not as good as this deck. This deck abuses it with a bunch of shuffling from Stoneforge Mystic and Flooded Strand, and it's really good to have. Jace plays really well with discard, which is not something you see typically with Jace either, but the ability to craft a board state in front of him where it's clear you can just get him down, and then when you draw the discard later, you can just brainstorm it away. The ability to just have this be good or able to convert it into something that's good at all points in the game is really powerful, basically. I'm trying one Kaya's Guile. I've got 2 more on the board. I like being able to interact with graveyards. I don't think it's huge in Modern right now that you have to do that, but I like the ability to do it. I also like that it's an extra body. We are a little creature light for Stoneforge Mystic, so that could pose to be a problem. I'm hoping the extra Jaces and Teferis kind of solve it, but we'll see. So the Guile just can be a flash creature if that's important. Also, because of the low creature count, I really only have Stoneforge Mystic and Snapcaster as creatures outside of Kaya's Guile. I have 2 Castle Ardenvale and 2 Creeping Tar Pit. All of these are good at creating bodies that sort of Feast and Famine or Batterskull can use. There's a lot of matchups that won't be important. Usually the Stoneforge is enough, but in the matchups where it is important, these are good ways to provide lasting bodies, I guess. Where Castle Ardenvale, I get some repeated equips if I'm playing against a removal heavy deck, or with Creeping Tar Pit, I get like an unblockable way to hit with Feast and Famine and untap everything. So that's powerful. Yeah, I think this deck looks awesome. We've got some Bitter Blossoms too in the sideboard if people are really trying to kill our stuff. I think Purge and Gust are just great. Kyle talked me into 2 Purges. I could get behind it. I've got an extra Path for creatures, an extra Thoughtseize for unfair stuff, and some Damping Spheres. I've got some Damping Spheres. I mean, they're mostly for Tron, although you can bring them in against Storm. They're good against Amulet. So I think having 2 of them in this is good. It's also a 2-drop, which is a pretty light place on my curve. I mean, you don't really count Snapcaster as a 2-drop. It's more of a 3-drop in this deck. So nice to have board cards come in that cost 2 mana and Bitter Blossom and Damping Sphere. That's going to be strong, I think. The Sword of Fire and Ice on the board is a little questionable. I could definitely see this being another blue count to help another blue card to help up Force of Negation count in matchups where that matters. We'll see if that comes up. I am doing it again because I think there's a lot of creature decks. I could easily cut this though and just have like another Dovin's Veto, or just, I don't know, Shark Typhoon. Maybe Shark Typhoon, not that interested in. I already have the Bitter Blossoms, but just another blue card in the sideboard over Fire and Ice. But I'm going to try the Fire and Ice. I'm going to see how it plays, and if the blue count poses to be a problem, maybe we'll switch the sideboard out. Maybe we'll go less discard, another blue spell. But I like this as a start, and I want to start collecting data. So let's play some games and see how it plays out. All right, looks like we won the die roll, which is pretty nice. Well, this hand looks excellent. Got a Thoughtseize into Stoneforge Mystic, 2 removal spells. Yeah, I think this is how you draw it up. Looking for a Jacer to Fairy at some point, but otherwise this hand looks great. I think I want to lead on Godless Shrine and then just play Island next turn. Question is, would I rather have the Flooded Strand or the Delta? I don't think it really matters. I'm just going to fetch with the Delta. Start this game off at 15, but we'll have a Batter Skull, so hopefully that shouldn't matter too much. Ooh. Looks like Hammer Time. I think I'm supposed to take the Steel Shaper's Gift. They still get to tutor with Stoneforge Mystic, but I can kill whatever they tutor up pretty easily with Path and Fatal Push. I could also just take Pure Steel Paladin, but I just have the push for it, so I don't think it's really, like... yeah, I just don't think it's going to really be worth it. Inkmoth could be annoying, I guess. They can't even, like, cast this either. Yeah, I'm just going to take the Steel Shaper's Gift. I'm going to take the Stoneforge Mystic, actually. Yeah, I'll take their Stoneforge. That's fine. Steel Shaper's Gift is basically the same card, I think. I mean, it's close. And my Stoneforge can properly block both Memnites. So if I kill the Pure Steel Paladin, I can use this on the Inkmoth, or I can use this on the Inkmoth, or this on the Inkmoth, and this on the Pure Steel. And then I'm basically protected from whatever they get with Steel Shaper's Gift. We'll see. Just going straight forward, alright. Hammer Time. You kind of need a Sigarda's Aid, though, for this to do anything. Maybe they drew it. Guess we'll find out. They didn't play the Memnites either, so they can't attack with it next turn. A little interested why that happened, but whatever. Alright. Pure Steel Paladin. Okay. So their hand right now is... Wait, they have a Windswept Heath, an Inkmoth Nexus, and a Colossus Hammer? They didn't use their Windswept Heath. Okay. No, they have a Colossus Hammer. Alright. Well, I'm just going to Fatal Push the Pure Steel Paladin here and activate Stoneforge and put in Battered Skull. I'm going to play that. I still think I play the Hallowed Fountain untapped just to make sure I have access to Cryptic if I draw it. I don't think that 2 life is going to matter too much. The real thing is I just don't let him hit me with Colossus Hammer and the game's basically over. So I'm going to Shock here. I think that's fine. I'm definitely doing this before they can cast anything or get anything up with shenanigans to protect this. I don't really think they have that much to protect it, but may as well. Ornithopter. Do they just not have a Heath? Where is this Heath from? Or is their hand just Heath and Hammer? Yeah, their hand is Heath and Hammer, right? I was going to say, it'd be a really good turn to draw it to Fairy. I would take that. I can't fetch Godless Shrine because I already have it. But I also didn't draw Cryptic, and I'll still have access to it next turn if I do draw it. So I think it's fine to just play the Plains here, leave up Godless Shrine, play Teferi, and I think I just plus here. Bouncing these don't really do anything, and I don't need the card this turn. I can get it next turn, so I'm just going to plus. And get in for 4. Stoneforge is still holding back basically their whole team. I mean, they're probably going to have to commit to Inkmoth Nexus here at some point. But we'll pass that. Marshflat. Did they just not have a Windswept Heath? I don't know. Seems weird that you keep holding the Windswept Heath if it was the card I knew. Probably just do though, I guess. Alright. Alright. I think I can minus now. I'm just going to return the Ornithopter. That way they still just don't have any attacks on Teferi. It's not great, but oh, we drew Jace. Hello, Jace. It was a great draw. Second Jace is good. I don't love Mana Leak. I guess I... Yeah, I'm going to put back Field of Ruin and Mana Leak and just shuffle. If they draw another Inkmoth Nexus, I'll be sad I put back the Field of Ruin. Okay, they did have a Heath. The way this is going, it looks like they're going to just try to... Oh, no, they drew the Paladin. Okay, so they can equip with Paladin. I think it's 0 to equip here. They also get to draw a card, so pretty good turn from them. Doesn't... If I find a way to kill this, it doesn't really get them that far. And then they drew essentially another blank. This is a thick Pure Steel Paladin, though. Tell you what. Alright. Oh, no, I was supposed to fetch. Darn it. No, I can still fetch now. Alright, second Stoneforge Mystic is fine. I don't really want Arden Veil, and I still don't really want Mana Leak either. guess Ardenvale is better than Watery Grave at this point. I will put these two back. Play Ardenvale. Play another Stoneforge Mystic. Get a Feast and Famine. And I'm just going to play the other Jace here and immediately bounce the Pure Steel Paladin. Nope, that's not how you do it though. I think it was this one. It was. They can obviously replay this next turn, but they don't get any value off of it. Gives me another turn to find any of my removal spells. I'm still going to attack with this. Drew another Pure Steel Paladin. Okay. I thought it was just a free equip on this. I didn't realize it gave all of your equipment equip 0. Well, Cryptic's a very good draw. It's plus to Fairy. Brainstorm with Yace. Still like some removal spells. These are not quite removal spells, but still fine. Thoughtseize in the draw step. I don't need Force Negation. I'm going to Thoughtseize him in the draw step. I guess I can put back a Cryptic. I'm going to put back the Sword of Feast and Famine. Honestly, I'm not getting in anytime soon. They have a bunch of blockers. I guess I could tap to get in. But I'm 2 mana short. Well, I guess 1 mana short away from doing that. So realistically not doing that. I think I'm just going to pass, stop in their draw step, Thoughtseize them, and then tap their team and draw a card. And they're dead to consecutive taps. Seems fine. They drew a land. Alright. Oh, they get to put Luris in their hand. Okay. Well, counter tap is just as lethal as tap draw, so that's fine. Counter target spell, tap all creatures your opponents control. Yep. Alright. Post board. I want my path. Kaya's Guile's probably not very good. Sword of Fire and Ice has to be. No. Because they just have a bunch of colorless blockers. Sword of Fire and Ice is still probably better. It does kill a lot of their random stuff that just sits around. It's going to be hard to get in with it, but still probably better. I actually think Force of Negation's fine. It counters the Colossus Hammer when they've got the Sigarda's Aid thing going. I do think Thoughtseize is better, though. Kai's Guile seems pretty bad against them. Gaining 4, like when they're hitting you in increments of 12 or like for 11 infect or whatever, it just isn't really doing anything. want to be heavy on forces. I don't want to bring the next one in. I'm fine with this, though. Bitter Blossom's actually a consideration. I don't really know how they attack through it. Yeah, I'm going to bring in the Bitter Blossoms. I actually think the Mana Leaks are... I think the Mana Leaks are kind of bad. I'm not going to bring this Thoughtseize. I think 5 is enough. Kind of want one more blue card, but we'll make it work. We will make it work. Alright, 5 lands, but Thoughtseize and Path. Thoughtseize Path might be enough. I am on the draw too. And I've got utility lands, so if I flood I have something to do. Plus protection against Inkmoth. I think this is a keep. It might be loose, but I think on the draw this is a keep. They have the aid. Fair enough. Alright, well Jace was about as good of a draw as you could have possibly had there. So that's good. I'm going to start by fetching. I still think I need to get some amount of blue. I do have 3 Cryptics in the deck. So I think I'm going to order it Polluted Delta. Or no. I guess I can just do Godless. This could be blue later, and this can get blue. That way I can cast both of these and play this tapped next turn. That's got to be better, I think. This deck should maybe have a second Godless Shrine. Hopefully they only have one way to get a hammer here. Nope, they have many ways. They don't have another land, though, so the Steel Shaper's Gift at least takes another turn. We're not getting hit next turn, so I think I'd take the hammer. Make them spend their turn Steel Shaper gifting. If they do draw a land here, I'm taking... Okay, they drew the land. So I'm going to take some. They're going to get to put that in, but I can path whatever gets put on. Hopefully they put it on the Memnite. Because then the Ornithopter's doing actual nothing. We will see, though. They should probably put it on the Ornithopter. Nope, Memnite. Beautiful. It's great for me. Because, yeah, I'm going down to 4 here, but then they have an 0-2, 2 lands, and a Giver of Runes in hand. And we get to play Teferi next turn. That's beautiful. Pithing Needle. Alright, I'm going to pass the Memnite. They get to play the Giver here, but I do have the option of Field of Ruining their Silent Clearing next turn and stopping the draw. It's probably going to be better to play Teferi, but I mean, if they name Teferi with this, then, you know, Field of Ruining the Silent Clearing is not nothing. It does cost them a card. And then it's just basically a Giver versus the Jace the turn after. So either Planeswalker they name here is probably okay for me. Teferi Time Railroad. Okay. Fair enough. Going to be somewhat annoying, but I at least get to take out the Silent Clearing. They're just onto strictly top decking. I am dead to them drawing another Colossus Hammer, kind of at any point. It's a little awkward. Always a great draw. Still think I'm supposed to get Island. Oh, we draw the second copy of the card they just Pithing Needled. Yep. Be a good turn for them to draw another land, though. Or a card like Mishra's Bauble that doesn't really do anything. I guess they do get to play Lurrus next turn. Give back the Bauble. That's actually kind of annoying. but not the end of the world. Are they attacking with the giver? Alright, I like it actually. It's not protecting anything, might as well get in for one. Ooh, Thoughtseize. Man, real shame Teferi's needled here. Yeah, I just can't. I mean, I can't Thoughtseize because then I just die to the giver. I think I'm just going to play Jace. Bounce Giver. Let them get the card off Luris. But then I will have enough life to Thoughtseize. And hopefully Jace can fix my hand next turn. Take care of this Teferi problem. I am still dead to them drawing a hammer basically at any point, but again, they only have 2, and they do have some tutors. I guess all the tutors work, so they're working on a virtual 9 copies. Alright, oh, dead. Maybe that keep us a little loose. Drawing this to Fairy, though. I guess removal spell doesn't even save me, so yeah. I mean, that Pithing Needle ended up being very, very good there for them. I'm going to go down a Thoughtseize for another Force Negation. Countering Hammer is just so good. The creatures just don't do anything on a hammer, so if you just force the hammer, you're in a pretty good spot. I think that's right. Seems close. These are just too expensive. If one of these was a force, I would snap keep. We don't have a ton of bad draws either, and honestly, this hand's like kind of good. It is 2 removal spells. Lands and more removal spells are all good. I do have all my colors. I think I'm going to mulligan, though. I can just have so much better hands. This is not one of them. This is both Stoneforge fetches, or equipment. I have not any of my colors. I got to go to 5. Alright. I mean, this hand's not perfect, but it's a decent 5. 3 lands and a Fatal Push is going to be good. I do think because I'm resource light, I need to keep Castle Ardenvale. So probably bottoming 2 Pluto Deltas. I guess I'm going to get blue, like blue-black, blue-white, or blue-white. No, I'll probably go blue-black, blue-white, white. Yeah. Opponent is at least on 6 to start. So we're not too far behind. Scarlet Aid's a good one. Oh man, second Fatal Push is excellent. Gonna need to draw another land, another payoff before I really get anywhere, but opponent's going to have a really hard time killing me through 3 fatal pushes. Stoneforge Mystic is good for them, though. Honestly, I think I get blue-black again, just because I have so many fatal pushes in hand. Playing the castle next turn tapped is not a big deal. Still have 2 pushes up. Oh, Thoughtseize is very good as well. Really happy I got the second black here. I'm not sure I care about the Pithing Needle. I can stop both of these pretty easily by just killing the 2 things they equip. Pithing Needle could throw me off again, and I do, like, being card light, drawing it to fairy, like, that could cost me. Whereas, like, card light, like, if I can't use the Teferi, but if I can use the Teferi and I draw it, it's, like, amazing, because I get to pick up Snap. I think I'm going to take the Needle, honestly. I can get hit for 10 here, if opponent wants to go all in. That would still be okay, I think. Okay. Why didn't they attack with the Ornithopter? So I just take no damage this turn? That is wild. I guess I could wait and see if they try to go for it and get super greedy, but like I just don't even need to risk that. I still don't understand attacking with... This gives it flash, right? Yeah, they could have just attacked with Ornithopter and flashed the other hammer they just got onto the... Alright. Well, I'll take it. Oh my goodness, we drew Teferi. So happy I took that Pithing Needle. The question is, what do we want to bounce? I guess I die if I play Teferi. So I have to wait for them to use the Ink Moth. But Teferi's still a phenomenal draw. I guess I can even just snap push, whatever they put this hammer on here. Use my mana better. Then if I draw a land, I have Teferi bounce snap plus push for their only creature left. Oh yeah, this is going to work out fantastic for us. Yeah, Fatal Push, not Thoughtseize. Oh my gosh, we drew the land too. Probably want to get white with this. Can I fetch Shock here? I think this game's wrapped up enough that that's fine. I'm just going to get a Hallowed Fountain. Make sure I have Cryptic. And I start getting the white sources so I can activate Castle Ardenvale. I think going to 13 is fine. I don't think that will get to hit me again in this game. Maybe. But I think if I bounce Snap here, it's just going to be too many removal spells for him. And we drew a Sword of Feast and Famine. That is going to be... Well, it's pretty unnecessary here, I guess, but it's definitely going to lock up the game. Alright, they have the Pithing Needle now, but we got our value. That's clutch. They might actually name Ardenvale here. I don't think that's crazy. They named Teferi. I mean, that's fine. Can't cast spells as though they had Flash with Teferi in play. He's still doing something. So last game, Pithing Needle looked amazing. This game, I guess this one looked good. This one's not looking very hot. I'll say that. Ooh. Maybe shouldn't have let him attack because it's BM, but also it's fine. Yeah, I mean, pass with Snap, push up if they play a creature, and if they don't, activate Castle, untap, put a sword on it, hit them, untap my lands, pass with Snap up again. I guess they still do have Luris, but Luris doesn't block through a Sword and Feast and Famine. Can also just Snap Thoughtseize Luris here. That's probably the play. Yeah. Ooh, drawing second stamp makes this even better. See if they discard Luris. I'm assuming they will not, but I might not have to Snap Thoughtseize if they do. Alright, they discard Ornithopter. That makes sense. Would like to stop one Luris, please. They drew another hammer? Oh man, so this snap's going to matter a lot. They sadly don't have a creature to put it on, though. Oh, they probably should not have played their land there. Because you can just hold it to protect from the Feast and Famine. As it is, they just have to play a hammer on an empty board. I mean, I have the answer if this was the creature, though, so I feel like this game is going to be pretty conclusive, but still. Ooh, the carpet. Oh, getting that sweet Sword of Feast and Famine value. Building an army. Stoneforge Mystic. Just gonna do this right now. Get whatever equipment they want. It won't matter. Well, this should be a good matchup for us. This is one of these decks in Modern. It's just like, oh, you're not good against a pile of Fatal Pushes and Paths? Okay. That's exactly what Esper wants to play against. I don't think this is a keep really ever. Maybe if you knew you were playing against a blue deck. But, yeah, the mana just... no. This hand's fine. I do think it's a keep. Definitely bottoming a Flooded Strand. I don't think it's amazing, but... is what it is. Alright, land's not a bad draw there. Stoneforge Mystic. Alright. People are loving Stoneforge Mystic in post-Euro Modern. Can't say I blame them. It's a sweet card. They got the Batter Skull too, huh? Alright. Well, that's really annoying against a fairy. Still just going to play the Hell Fountain tapped, I believe. Okay. Thought they were going to put Batter Skull in here, but this actually works out. Oh, no, they get the Stone Rain? Yikes. Why are they waiting? They're just doing it during combat? Stone Rain here is pretty brutal. Definitely don't want to let me untap. What? Why are you letting me untap? Alright, I get to untap. If I bounce Leona with Teferi, I'm losing a land. I can just pay. They can't like respond to me paying, so I can just pay and fetch right now. And then I always can play Jace next turn. I guess I have to fetch on their turn if I want to do it that way. How good is playing Jace next turn even? I think it's going to be important to get a Brainstorm off here. This hand's pretty bad. I really want to find like a couple Fatal Pushes or a Path or whatever. I think I'm just going to play this pass. If they use the Ghost Quarter, I just pay and fetch at the same time. And if they don't use the Ghost Quarter, I just pay on their turn and fetch, and then the Ghost Quarter just doesn't work this turn. Athalia, huh? Yeah, that's fine. So let's get the Godless here. Pass. I guess I'm taking 3, but they still haven't put Batter Skull in, which is good for me. If they have another Plains or another White Source here, yep, that's actually pretty awkward. Alright, well, if I want to do it, I gotta do it like this. I'm gonna bounce Thalia. Ugh. Delta was not a great draw there. I only have 8 fetches too. This Leon's brutal. I guess just playing the actual tapped lands first was, instead of fetching, was a pretty big mistake. Alright. Thalia is happening. still really in the market for a Fatal Push. All right, lost our Hallowed Fountain. All right, I'm gonna pack this one in. I'm just not gonna have any spells to cast by the time this clock gets me. We got Leonin and Thalia there, but gonna take out some Force Negations. Get to bring in some Bitter Blossoms, some Paths, some Kaya's Guiles, and a Fire Ice. I also think Mana Leak's gonna be bad, and I could buy Trimming a Cryptic. Cryptic's not amazing against Thalia decks. It's like okay. I'm gonna cut the Cryptic. I should probably bring in the Thoughtseize over the other Cryptic too. Nah, too late. Well, Sand's not amazing. I do think it's a keep. Guile and a Jace is kind of nice. I can make him, like, depending on how many creatures they have, I can make him sack one, put a blocker out for Jace, and then Jason bounce, and they might have an empty board at that point. Especially on the play. On the draw, it's probably too slow, but I don't hate this hand. Oh, no one drop. That's what you like to see. Alright, second Jace, definitely worse than the first one, but the first one is good at shuffling it away, so it'll be fine. Ooh, the Iganjo Castle. Thalia would be annoying here. I was going to say, Leonin, very beautiful. Thalia would be kind of a pain, but it was Leonin. I'm just going to do this now. Each opponent sacrifices a creature, create a 1/1. Don't want to mess with getting Ghost Quarter out of this game. They have another Leonin and a Ghost Quarter, sure, they got me, but I've got a Kaya's Guile, so can maybe kill it. They did have the GQ. Oh, second Leonin would actually be kind of bad here because they can cut me off black. Alright, Wisp is fine. Wisp is totally fine. It does kill my Spirit, which is a little annoying, but I get to slam a Jace onto a board and just bounce it here, which is amazing. Now I get to untap with Jace. I do have Field of Ruin, so I can get rid of one of the Ghost Quarters. I'd probably get rid of the Horizon Canopy, though, honestly. Depending on what they play. Ooh, Gideon's kind of annoying. Alright, well, let's brainstorm. Well, not going to say this is great. I do like Castle Ardenvale, although it's, like, very likely to get Ghost Quartered. I'm going to put Field of Ruin back. I guess I just put back Flooded Strand. Play Ardenvale. Play Stoneforge Mystic. Get Fire Ice. I'm going to pass the turn. I don't think I can really stop Kaya's Guile, so I'll at least be able to hit the Knight Ally, and then I can chump the Gideon if I want to protect Jace. I could also, like, if they have a kill spell too, I can just chump with Stoneforge. That would be okay here. Not amazing, but it would be fine. They're just attacking? They didn't do anything with Gideon? That's wild. Even if they have like a flash creature to protect this here, it's not that good for them, yeah. Well, I really thought they were going to plus this. If they had minus, I think I was going to Kaya's Guile in response. But I thought they were going to plus this. So these 2/2s aren't going to beat a Batter Skull, I promise you that. Or a Spirit with the Sword of Fire and Ice on it, that either. They have to flicker with the Spirit, right? Otherwise the Sword of Fire and Ice goes crazy on them. Batter Skull's still going to be hard to stop. Like, once I put the Sword of Fire and Ice on the Batter Skull, the Gideon can attack, and I don't gain life when I block it, but I still have a 6/6 blocker. Like, the Gideon's not doing anything, so it kind of has to zero. And then, like, Batter Skull plus Sword of Fire and Ice is just going to be gaining way too much life. There's just no way. Alright, let's start by brainstorming. Those are all fantastic draws. I think I can put the second Jace away at this point. So yeah, I have pass here, activate Batter Skull, push, snap, push with Revolt. Seems like a fairly strong turn, if I do say so myself. Could even entwine Akai's Guile if I so chose. Get rid of that Leonin Arbiter out of their yard. Are they going to attack with the Night Ally? No. Too smart. Ooh, they are. That's interesting. Alright. Let's see what happens when I activate. I guess I showed them Fire and Ice. So they might not assume I have the Batter Skull, but... Usually when someone doesn't get the Batter Skull against your creature deck, it's because they have the Batter Skull. And still be 4 damage... I mean, I've got an active Batter Skull. I think I can afford to shock. I'm going to use Fatal Push. Alright, this game went from close to... oh, that's actually annoying. I don't get to snap here. Do I want to gain 4 life and make a 1/1 flyer so that I can Fire Ice it next turn? Yeah, I probably do, honestly. Create a 1/1 flyer, you gain 4 life. Not a very impressive Kaya's Guile, but, you know, we'll take it. If they don't have a flyer here, which they're not super likely to... yeah, like something like a Stoneforge here, I can just equip the Sword of Fire and Ice on this, attack with both of these, probably send this at Gideon, which maybe, I mean, it definitely forces a chump with this at them. Ooh, Ardenvale is also a fine draw. I think Inquisition is good. Yeah, I like Inquisition here. I was thinking I might need to leave this untapped, but they have to have an answer to the germ, and even if they do, like, they have to top deck it because I could Inquisition it. I'm drawing another snap too. I might just snap this turn. No, I want to tap these two. Yeah. So I could do 2 to Gideon here. I think it's pretty clear I'm supposed to kill Thalia, especially when they have an Aganjo. We'll see what they play. I think I'd rather leave up Snap Push than Inquisition them here. I'm still going to be able to Inquisition them next turn. Their hand is still pretty full, despite it being kind of late in the game. So this looks like it's going to have targets. I think maybe they're choked on white mana. It's kind of what it feels like. Or maybe they just have a bunch of expensive stuff in hand. I don't know. Alright, looks like they're going to get the Gideon attack in. I think I'm definitely supposed to snap push the Stoneforge Mystic here. And just chump with snap. So now they're kind of in the abyss. I also have Kaya's Guile next turn, so they kind of need 2 creatures for their Gideon to not just die. Even if they have 2 creatures, I still hit their whole board, because I can, like, if they have 2 creatures, one of them's probably cheap, so I can Kaya's Guile. I guess maybe, I don't know. They weren't winning that game. That game was over. That's what mattered. What other Thoughtseize? Kaya's Guile was honestly kind of good there. Cryptic also would have been good, though. I think. Yeah. I'm going to keep it like this. I don't need a ton of Thoughtseizes. That Thoughtseizes in the board is more for, like, combo stuff or, like, big mana. Like, I like having extra Thoughtseizes for when you play against Valakut or Tron. On the draw, it's a little awkward. Bitter Blossom's probably really good against them, though. This hand does need a decent amount of stuff, but I'm on the draw. I think I'm going to keep this. I need to draw land plus removal spell for this hand to go, like, really right. Alright, drew land. Perfect. Take it. Playing the Flood Strand now to play around Leonin Arbiter, obviously. Beautiful. Happy we did that. Godless Shrine in. Ooh, second Kai's Guile is good too. I'm going to get the Bitter Blossom going. I could get Field of Ruin the next turn, but if they do that, they can't pay either, so they're losing, like, they're using their whole turn to do it, basically, and also losing a land. So I'm not super scared of that at the moment. Second Leonin. Interesting. Alright, so this turn could be sick. If they attack with both and don't play anything before combat, I can Kaya's Guile make them sack. And then double block, which I think is pretty strong. Each opponent sacrifices a creature, create a 1/1. That is a good clean 2-for-1. I'd even take a path here on this and get like losing the 2 tokens to get a free land. I guess it's not a land because of the Arbiter, but it'd still be fine because I still just have Kaya's Guile for next turn. Again, I can run the same play back if I need to. If this does work though, you're gonna Field of Ruin. Spending your whole turn here to do this seems pretty bad, especially when you're losing the Leonin, but fair enough. They've already gone through 2 Leonins. Nah, it's got to be better to play Bitter Blossom or Creeping Tar Pit so that I can just play Jace next turn. I guess I could cast the Kaya's Guile though, but that's still the case. I'm just gonna be able to bounce whatever they play. I think they're trying to Flicker Wisp my Rogue. Yep, that's it's not that good. Oh man, I can also Fatal Push it here. It's gotta be better to Jace. Yeah, I'm just gonna get Jace. Get Jace in play here. It kind of forces him to run back the same play, but now I just have an active Jace. My life total's starting to get a little bit low, but I do have Kaya's Guile. Like, if it comes down to it, I can gain 4. I'll be fine. I think this game's mostly out of hand now for the opponent. Alright, Cryptic's a pretty decent draw. I was going to say, that would be the best draw is land. So I get a Plains here. Fatal Push, the Flicker Wisp. Yeah, I'm just going to snap the Giver of Runes now. I think that's fine. Could have shuffled with Stoneforge, but it's fine. I did get the shuffle with the Strand, so not huge to miss out on it. I was gonna say another land here is amazing. I think I put Fire and Ice back and Island back. And I'm just gonna get Better Skull here. Just want to pad the life total. I think both of these attacks are pretty free. I've got Cryptic or Path Kaya's Guile up. Like, I guess I don't have both of these up, so I have Cryptic up or Path if I need it, or Kaya's Guile if I need it. If they just equip, I'm probably just gonna Kaya's Guile, make them sack, gain 4 life. If they move to equip right away. If they cast something and like don't have the mana to equip, I'm just gonna Cryptic it. They cast exactly a 2-drop. I guess I'll see what it is. Thalia. Counter bounce is like kind of good, but I just have like a free chump anyway. It's just not that big a deal. I can also bounce the sword. I just don't need to draw a card because I have Jace. So yeah, I think bouncing the sword here makes a lot of sense. Counter target spell, return target permanent to its owner's hand. Because now they just flat out don't have attacks. Yeah. Okay. If I drew land, I could have even equipped the Batter Skull to one of my things there. Well, this deck is feeling pretty strong so far. Alright, back for round 3 here. Won the die roll, that's nice. This hand's a little slow. I think given on the play I can keep, Teferi's a fine catch-up play on turn 3. There's some decks that'll really punish me for this, but I think it's okay. Arbor Elf. Well, that could be one of the type of decks that punishes me for this. Kai's Guile's fine, though. Let's see what they do next turn. I'm going to play the Delta. They could be trying to Blood Moon me. That would be pretty bad with my current hand. Maybe I'm just supposed to get blue and black. Alright. Let's see what they do here, though. If I get Blood Moon, I might just die. Alright. I think I am dead. Oh, that's annoying. Feels like a Magus of the Moon. I probably would have fetched black and just try to draw a way to kill it, but sometimes they get you there. I have a ton of sideboards for a deck like, or sideboard cards for a deck like this, though. I actually think Bitter Blossom is going to be pretty good against them, too. And I like Thoughtseize. I don't really like Cryptic. I think it's a little too color intensive. Kai's Guile's like fine. Don't really need Mana Leak, I don't think. I think my blue count is still good enough because I have the Aether Gust, but I'm going to still cut Force Negation. I think I want to cut Path, too. Maybe I cut both Paths and play another Kai's Guile. Maybe just bring in one Bitter Blossom. I think this is fine. I would like to play first. Yep, this hand's good. We got the discard spell. I can get all of my basics. Probably will as well. It's the benefit of so they can't make red mana if I take Utopia Sprawl. So I think I'm supposed to take Utopia Sprawl. They draw red, that's a little unfortunate. But they don't have it as of yet. Ooh, and I was going to say, if we draw Fatal Push, this is really good. Alright, I'm just going to push the elf now. I don't want to let him have the extra mana, and I don't know if blue or white is better to have. I think I have more Gusts than Purge, so I'll go with blue here. They did draw red mana. So they're going to get to Rendon 6 and start recurring this. That is annoying, but not the end of the world. Like I said, I have five outs to it in my deck at the moment. Klothys will be somewhat annoying, but I can just bounce it the turn they play it, so it's not even like a super enticing turn to play here. I can also just Thoughtseize. I think I Thoughtseize next turn, though. I think I'd rather use all my mana here and make sure I get Teferi in play. I guess Scavenging Ooze would be a little annoying here. No, they're just going to play Klothys. That's fine. So would like to draw land. Stoneforge Mystic's not bad either, though. I'm going to bounce Klothys. Second Thoughtseize. Alright, so I think it's pretty easy Thoughtseize plus Stoneforge here. I think Scavenging Ooze is worse just because I have 2 Snapcasters. I also think they're going to have a really hard time beating a Batter Skull. So I can pretty much leave the Missing in their hand because they're probably plussing Ren. They have Clothis and 1 card that I don't know about. Yep. Feast and Famine's not bad. Alright, gonna leave up Snap, Fatal Push, and Batter Skull activation. Thought Seizing when they could have drawn a land is not amazing. I maybe should have. I'm kind of trying to set up though to have Teferi bounce Clothes plus Thoughtseize next turn. Nissa Who Shakes the World. Jeez. They can make a lot of mana. Holy cow. Alright. Batter Skull does do a pretty good job of walling that, at least. Well, Feast and Famine would be very good here as well, if I can activate. Alright. I think I'm going to start the turn by minusing Teferi here. Alright, Jace is a little awkward. Definitely need to attack Ren here. I guess this one comes at Nissa. And I'm just going to play Teferi again. Probably plus. We need to find a land at some point, but we'll draw one. This Batter Skull is still leaving us in pretty good shape. What is this? Inferno Titan? Glorybringer. Ooh, that's actually quite annoying. Turns on Clothis too? Jeez. Yeah, Glorybringer's really good here. I guess I should have Thoughtseize last turn. Yeah, is this just lethal? Did they not attack with the other two? Or they just... No, okay. Just a weird attack. Yep, Glorybringer probably wins them the game here. Just wanted to kill Teferi, sure. Alright. Well. I guess Gust is good. Not being able to use your mana here is tough, though. Right, they have 5 lands in hand. Beautiful. I guess I'm gusting Nissa in their draw step. I'm hoping they drew a land here, I guess. Because now Clothes can attack, which is at least good for me. Yep, all this graveyard hate has been quite bad. They drew a Gargaroth? Okay. Well, this leaves me dead. Yeah, that Glory Bringer was really, really bad for me. It's tough. This feels like it should be a good matchup, too, but it's losing to turn 2 Blood Moon game 1. And then it's having a slow draw again in game 3. Kind of missing a land, too. Or game 2, I mean. Alright. Here for round 4. So that's a key. Opponents revealed Luris. So the Fatal Push is probably pretty good here. Looks like Black-Red Shadow, maybe. This hand seems pretty good against that. Like Prowess Shadow. Yep. Definitely going to push this. If they play like a Swift Spear, there's a chance I push that instead. I have to see what they do. Yeah, they followed up with a spell and probably pushing the Swift Spear. Just because it's a lot easier to trade the Snap off with the Beaumont than it is the Swift Spear. Ooh, I was going to say, I probably was going to play Creeping Tar Pit and push again. But Stoneforge is interesting. That said, I do think Stoneforge ends up getting just like bolted here or pushed. So I still think I'm supposed to just play Tar Pit and Fatal Push here. Set up for a Snap Fatal Push next turn. And then I can play Stoneforge on 4 with Mana Leak up. I think that's a better use of my mana here. Ooh, Thoughtseize is annoying. I'm going to get rid of the Beaumont right now, though. I assume they take Snap. Especially if they have an answer to Stoneforge. They just don't make it Batter Skull. I guess that makes sense. I think I play the Field of Ruin. I can use it to get a Plains if I need to, if they don't do anything. But it also lets me hold up Mana Leak and Snap Push. Also, this deck doesn't have a ton of basics, so fielding them does make future paths slightly better. Although, this is really not the type of deck where, you know, Stone Raining them matters all that much. But if that's their turn, this is good for me. Ooh, second Snap is quite good. Still probably fetching Hallowed Fountain here. They're not doing anything with 5 cards in hand. They just have to have a bunch of removal spells. Ooh, Stoneforge Mystic's an excellent draw. Yeah, I'm just going to jam Stoneforge. I could get Feast and Famine because I do have Tower Pit. It does work with that, but I think this is a pretty clear Batterskull. I'm even at the point in the game where I can just hardcast it if they do kill Stoneforge Mystic. So I don't have to worry too much about that. And I can just save this mana leak for Luris so they never get value off of it. It sounds better to me. Yeah. I'm going to play this Strand. Very unlikely to crack it because I want to save it for Revolt on Luris if I need to. All right. Not even killing a snap. Interesting. Ooh, a Feast and Famine is very good. Going to attack. Let's see what they do. Fatal Push, sure. So I can play the Feast and Famine here. I think that's reasonable. I think I'm going to. If I wait for one more land, I can play Batterskull and Mana Leak Luris, or have Mana Leak for K Command if they have like one of their 2 K commands in their hand. Thoughtseize. Yep. I assume they're going to take Batterskull here. But it makes sense to take Snapcaster too. They did take Snapcaster, okay. Alright, Path is pretty good. I'm still going to protect my Batterskull from a K command. Given that they didn't take Batterskull, it seems kind of likely to me that they have that. I think if you had a K command, you'd be jamming Luris, right? Maybe I'm just supposed to be jamming this Batterskull. Thing is like, the long game favors me, so all of this is totally fine. And Path already stops their next threat, too. So, like, I'm not super concerned about this. Alright, that's enough for me. I'm going to jam the Batterskull. I've got Mana Leak to protect it from K Command. If they use removal on it, that's totally fine. And if I get to untap, I can just keep picking it up. So it's going to be tough for them to ever get rid of this. Scourge, sure. The thing is not very good against a Batterskull, I tell you what. Alright, yep. I think they see it. They see that I gained 4. This can't block. Alright, post board. Definitely Path to Exile and Celestial Purge. I think Aether Gust is reasonable. They sometimes have Blood Moon. They could try to get me with it. So, like, 2 Gust is fine. It also still hits Swift Spear or most of their burn spells, which is totally fine. I don't like Thoughtseize very much. Inquisition is fine, but Thoughtseize is kind of medium. Kai's Guile actually seems pretty good, too. I think I'm supposed to cut Force Negations. 2-4ing yourself against this deck is not generally necessary. The only thing I'd really want to force is, like, a Blood Moon. I could also see Bitter Blossom. Bitter Blossom is probably pretty hard for them to beat, but I think this is fine. Maybe another Aether Gust is better than a Mana Leak? I don't know. Seems pretty awkward. I think it is a keep, but it's not a great hand. You really just want to see Path or Push in your hand, and these hands really bad. Alright, Stoneforge Mystic is a good draw. Gives me a decent turn 2 here. I don't know what's in their hand. Doesn't look like it's been super good. Alright, Kroxa. Kroxa's fine. I think I'm discarding this field. It's definitely the worst card in my hand. I don't mind taking the 3. Just gonna get Island here, I think. They did reveal Lurrus, so I don't really have to play around Blood Moon. They also like kind of need to use this turn to kill my Stoneforge Mystic because they can't really let this Batterskull hit play. A little sad I discarded the land and immediately drew a Cryptic, but it's totally fine. We'll draw another land at some point. We've got spells to cast until then. Oh, we gotta play a Scourge. Yes! Yes! Oh wait, I can't quite kill because I have to fetch. Untapped land! Deck! No! I guess I make it a 1/1. It's annoying. I guess I just don't be dumb. I wanted to try to gain the life, but it's just not. It's not in the cards. I'm just going to Kaya's Guile. You exile your graveyard and sacrifice a creature. Gets rid of Baubles for future Lurruses. I think that's fine. Don't have to deal with Kroxa now. They could have brought back Kroxa this turn too. Yeah, instead they just put Lurrus in their hand. That's fine by me. Alright, Swift Spear I can Gust. Which means unless you draw one of your 2 remaining Baubles next turn, your Lurrus isn't really doing anything. Instead I can also just Fatal Push Swift Spear. Thoughtseize me. Alright, I guess I am going to Fatal Push this then. This kind of leaves me without an answer to Lurrus, but I think I'm still pretty okay. Like Cryptic Bounce is a real option. They're probably taking Batterskull. If they don't take Batterskull, it's just in play. I guess they could still kill Stoneforge, but then they're not playing Lurrus. They did take Feast and Famine. Interesting. Okay. So now I got a lot of good draws. Spells are good draws. Land is good draw. Basically the bad draws are Cryptic and Jace. That's not a great draw. It also makes me think they have a way to kill this Batterskull. Let's see what they do this turn. Claire, calm down, girl. Alright, I mean, if they're attacking, they just definitely have a way to kill this Batterskull. I think I'm just going to gust the Swift Spear. Don't mind taking the 3 here. Alright, so land here would be great. Ooh, that's also very good, actually. Get to bounce Luris. Interesting. He's going to kill the Stoneforge Mystic now? No. Okay. And land is great. Gives me Cryptic next turn. It gives me activate Stoneforge, put in Batterskull with Mana Leak to protect from K command. Yeah. I think this went good for me. K command, like, before I get Mana Leak back up is not great either. I just discard the Mana Leak and they either kill Teferi or Stoneforge, but either way I'm mostly happy. Alright, it's making me sack that. That's fine. Do they replay Luris? So Ingress Rampage makes sense. They were trying to get Batterskull that way. Ooh, Ardenvale's also just very good here. The other thing that's sick here too is I can activate Batterskull and have Mana Leak or Bring Back the Hand available. So both are options. Oh, and that's why that's important, because now the Mana Leak may not work. And Akaya's Guile earlier in this game was very good. Push here is great for me. Wait. Why are they responding? It was K command, so we did this absolutely perfectly. And now we have him dead on board too. I can just Cryptic bounce Luris and attack. Beautiful. Alright, looks like we're back here for round 4. My opponent's mulligan to 6. If I knew I was playing against like exactly Tron, I might keep this hand because I have a Field of Ruin and an early threat. In the dark, though, I think 6 land Stoneforge Mystic is not quite good enough. I'm going to ship. That said, this hand's worse. No lands. Ugh, if I just had one more land, it's going to be amazing. I'm going to ship again. Alright, this hand has lands in it. It's about as good as I can ask for. Put back a Jace for sure. I'm thinking Force a Negation. Just kind of go Inquisition and hopefully draw some lands. Force a Negation on 5 is kind of rough as well. Just kind of hope this is not a matchup where I want it. Sparbluff Canal is probably going to be... no, you know what? This might actually be fine. Should I Blue-Red Prowess, maybe? Kaya's Guile's a good one. I get a Godless Shrine here. Inquisition. Let's get a Sprite Dragon out of here. Card could be scary. So I'm going to need to draw some lands. That's kind of been the case with every hand we looked at. I guess hand 1 was all lands, so maybe that one didn't need to. But I'm going to need to draw some lands. But also cheap spells would be good here. Basically anything that doesn't cost 3 or 4 in my deck is good here. And I don't have that many things out that cost 3 or 4. There's definitely some. But I already have most of them in my hands, so we're due to draw things we can cast or lands. Ugh, well, that is, I guess, technically something I can cast. Alright. I'm probably forced to cast this, even though it's not amazing for me to do so. I don't know if I chump. No, they're like gonna cast a pre-combat Serum Visions too, so there's just no reason to chump this turn. I still might cast it, just have a blocker for when I play Teferi, but it probably won't matter just based on Sprite Dragon having haste. Like, even if I bounce Sprite Dragon, they can still kill Teferi. So maybe I just wait to draw a removal spell and just accept I'm just using no mana this turn against a prowess deck that's hitting me for 10 or whatever. I guess right now it's 4, but it'll be more than that pretty quickly. Opponent is really tanking on the Serum Visions. Alright. Got a bunch of Serum Visions. I maybe am supposed to chump this turn. So the problem is, like, I don't know how I'm winning. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll find out. I guess, like, untapped white or black source next turn gives me Kai's Guile to sack and gain 4. Well, Thoughtseize isn't going to do it. Okay, so I am a lot dead. Can't cast this though, at least, as of right now. So if I take a dart, no, I'm still just dead on board, right? So they just cast a dart. These deal 6 to me. I'm already at 6. Yep. All right. Well, that didn't go great, but that's okay. We have things that we can do. I think Thoughtseize is bad. I definitely like Inquisition. Thoughtseize does hit the Stormwing, which can be good. I don't love Force Negation. I think it's fine, but I don't love it. Cryptic, I think, is also a little expensive. Feast and Famine's bad, I think. I think it's just supposed to be Fire Ice. Even though Fire Ice isn't great either, I still think it's better than Feast and Famine. Is Thoughtseize just better than Cryptic? I think it is. I think I just need cheap spells. Just straight lost the last game because I didn't have spells I could use. What's the cut here? I do think Aether Gust is quite good. Maybe it's Purge. No, Purge hits everything in their deck except Stormwing. Purge is going to be good. It could honestly be sort of Fire and Ice and just have 4 Stoneforges that only get Battered Skull, but have that be enough. I don't hate that. I'm going to do this. I'll have 1 Cryptic. The single Cryptic. Kyle said he never cuts a Stoneforge Mystic. I do sometimes. I think cutting Stoneforge Mystic is fine. Yeah. Well, this has been excellent. My mana was good, like, most of the thing, and all of a sudden it's just unplayable. Alright, well, this hand actually gets to do stuff. I definitely want to keep the 3rd land. I'll be sad when I draw more, but I think this is right. The question is, would I rather have a 2nd Leak or a Gust? Leak does have diminishing returns, but against a deck like this, I can just fire them off in back-to-back turns and just be happy to do some trading. I could also bottom a land and get greedy. I'm going to bottom a Leak. I think that's fine. And I do think I'm getting Godless Shrine again. The second wants to start on Godless Shrine a lot. I think there definitely needs to be 2 of them. Oh my. Opponent's hand is quite bad. I'm going to take the Serum Vision so they can't set stuff up. And if they do draw another land and I just counter the Bolt or the Morphos, then the Stormwing is just like never happening. What did they do here? They drew a Swift Spear. This would be really annoying. Alright. Ooh, Push is a good draw. Quite a good draw, in fact. Now the thing I'm looking for here is any of my Planeswalkers. That's what I really want to see. Ooh, didn't draw the land. Yikes. Still have not drawn the land. Very unfortunate. Well, that's why we took Serum Visions. I don't think opponent necessarily kept a bad hand or anything. I think they just lost to a Thoughtseize. Although they haven't lost the game. This is certainly still a game. I am hitting my lands. I'm getting ahead, but I'm not going anywhere as of yet. And opponent's hand is probably full of gas. They don't have lands, so what else could it be? Swift Girl is fine. The quickness. I'm gonna Fatal Push it. Oh my goodness, Stoneforge Mystic, you've never looked so good. Beautiful, beautiful Stoneforge Mystic. With the Gust or the Leak to protect it too. That's amazing. Well, that was exactly what we were looking for. It was specifically Stoneforge Mystic. That's amazing. Jace maybe a better draw. I don't even think it's clear Jace is a better draw here. Stoneforge Mystic is so good right here. I assume one of the bolts in their hand is going straight at Stoneforge. I get it. Oh my god, Morphos first, please. If they Morphos here, I think I'm gusting. So I want to save the leak for specifically when they cast Stormwing. And honestly, even if their hand has like 2 bolt, like I'm gonna mana leak a bolt targeted at a Stoneforge, and if they have a second one, I'm fine just hard casting Vader Skull. Like I'll just good old fashioned 5 mana 4/4. I'm gonna gust this. Because now they're going to be in the awkward spot. Like, they kind of have to bottom this. And they did. So unless they have another answer to Stoneforge Mystic, they still don't. And then the Batterskull's Skull's, like, immortal because of the pick-up, put-back-down trick with Stoneforge. Getting Watery Grave here, I think. Okay. Alright, I was gonna say I might just jam the. I was gonna just jam the Better Skull, but I think given the second mana leak and opponent on 4 cards in hand with 3 of them being these ones, I think countering the Storming Entity is just gonna be too good. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to counter the Morphos here though. I think I'll let that one happen. Yoink. Alright, so they have a light up the stage and 2 cards I don't know in my hand or in their hand. I do believe it's time to just jam the Battery Skull. We'll get this in play. Oh, they had a Spell Pierce? Oh, that's so bad. Okay. Well, that's not great. No wonder they killed my Stoneforge. Alright, Sprite Dragon could be a little bit of trouble here. They also get to light up the stage, which is pretty annoying. Hopefully it just hits some lands and they float a little bit. No, more to light up the stages. At least the Vapor Snake doesn't do anything. So that's good for me. Would like to draw a kill spell or a Planeswalker or something here. Oh, Kaya's Guile, that's a really good one. I'll take that. Do I just do all the things? I don't hate all the things. The thing is, though, is that the 1/1 doesn't really matter, and their graveyard doesn't matter at the moment. Although, if they have Bedlam Reveler, it could matter. It does turn on Vapor Snag, so this costs 1 mana, though, which is pretty annoying. But I want all the rest of the modes. I think I can just sack, gain 4, main phase, and then hard counter light up the stage. It stinks that I'm leaving Bedlam Reveler on, but they don't have that many Bedlam Revelers, and I'm not even getting any Lava Darts for my trouble, so I think it's fine. Just want to sacrifice as a creature, you gain 4 life. Alright, so that was a good draw. We still have a lot of good draws. I mean, all of our Planeswalkers are great. Snapcaster's great now because I do have a Guile already. This turn is basically going to be a wash for them. I'm probably countering light up the stage. Could also just let it happen, but I think it's better to counter it. This deck is sort of like a critical mass synergy deck. It's not exactly that, but it doesn't run great when it's on low resources. I'll say that much. Well, when it's on low resources against the deck actively trying to attack its resources. And we drew a Snapcaster. Beautiful. I'll take that all day. I really want to Kaya's Guile with this, but we'll see what they play. I do think there was an argument to exiling graveyards just because of Bedlam Reveler, but if they try for a Bedlam Reveler, I can just snap leak it, so something. I guess if their hand was exactly Land Reveler, it'd be bad. I'm going to play Snapcaster now, though, in Kaya's Guile. And I think I want to make a 1/1 and exile graveyards this turn. Four life could matter, but they only have 2 cards in hand. I'd rather turn off Bedlam Reveler as a potential draw. Ooh, we drew Push, too. That's really good. I am going to be weak to exactly Stormwing, but again, with only 2 cards, it's kind of a tough card to enable. They are getting close to just straight casting one, though. Just 5 mana, 3/3 prowess with, I guess, Scry 2. Sometimes you just got to bring the beats. Well, there's a Stoneforge Mystic. It doesn't have any targets because I boarded out the Fire Ice. This is not ideal. Fire Ice would be amazing right here. Yeah. Yep. We feel dumb. All right, I guess Kyle's right. You should probably not do this. You know, sometimes in Modern you just need a Squire, I guess, you know? You just got to get in there with your 1/2 and send the message. It's the way. So if I'm the opponent, I'm betting this card in their hand is the other piece of equipment every day of the week. But I'd also be like, why didn't they play the equipment and equip it? And joke's on them. I just boarded it out. Yeah, they're saving that removal spell too for the piece of equipment in my hand. Now we've got a good old-fashioned mind game going on. Oh, this is great. I feel like I've leveled them unintentionally by leveling myself here. Maybe. Yeah, hold on to that bolt. You need to protect from this sort of feast and famine in my hand. Bolt me? You have 4 bolts in hand? What the heck? There's got to be a light up the stage, right? Don't be 4 bolts. Oh, it could also be the Stormwing. Stormwing would be really bad here. Okay. That is, in fact, really bad here. A Bounce Guy would be kind of sick. Kaya's Guile, again, would be kind of sick. That's really all I got that kills this. A Batter Skull here would be pretty sick. A Sword of Fire and Ice so my guys could attack through it also would be pretty sick. Yeah. Yep. They did bottom bolt their Scries, which I guess is better than topping. Alright, Gust. Doesn't really do me any good, so there's that. Don't have attacks here, so I'm just going to pass. This thing just is a 3/3 flying prowess. The Scry is out of the way, and this thing is only when it's cast. So it is just a... On the board, just a 3/3 flying prowess, despite having walls and walls of text. I do have a decent amount of their next couple draws answered. Oh, that's scary. Assume you're going at me. Is that one? I think that's one I just let happen. I think gusting that is actually worse. So they just get to trigger prowess again next turn. Not that they wouldn't anyway, but yeah. I'm going to let that one happen. Gust is also much better for Lava Dart, because if they have a Dart... Oh my gosh, do they have another Storming Entity? Oh my gosh, come on! I had already gotten rid of one too, so you've just naturally drawn 3 of them. I guess that's why they couldn't do anything for a bunch of turns, but... We're not in great shape now. I have, of course, drawn the Fatal Push and not the Path. Also multiple Fatal Pushes and no Paths. Are they attacking here? I feel like they probably should. Alright, well, I will block. Gonna need a heck of a draw this turn. Land was really not that draw. Alright, we're dead. Alright, so let's do a wrap-up on this deck real quick. The 2 matches we lost were strictly to deck inconsistencies. I mulliganed to 5 and 6 against Blue-Red Prowess. And Gruul, I think I mulliganed and got like Blood Moon on turn 2, where I didn't have interaction. And the next game I was just struggling to get my spells and stuff in order, and they just had a quick start and ran me over. And I think a lot of that would be solved, well, not solved, but helped by adding Opt to the deck. So I think adding Opt is something I want to explore. Kaya's Guile was okay. I think it's a fine sideboard card. I don't think I would run back the one in the main. There really isn't enough graveyard decks. The gaining life isn't like something the deck isn't capable of, because I already do have a Batter Skull. It's a nice sideboard card to have. It's very versatile, but I don't think I'd want it in the main anymore. And I don't know. I just felt like this deck wanted Opt really badly, just to smooth out its draws. Again, that fixes the Force Negation blue count issue I was talking about previously. It's going to do a lot for the deck to just help it be doing what it needs to do on every turn. And this deck really is the type of deck that has some very dead cards in a bunch of matchups, right? Like Fatal Push and Path against a deck without creatures, just straight up dead. It's not even like they're Lightning Bolts or like they just have no functionality at all in those matchups. I guess I could path like my own Stoneforge Mystic after it put a Batter Skull in play and get a land or something, but that's pretty niche. Inquisition and Thoughtseize live most of the time, but they can go dead in the late game, and Thoughtseize, when people are attacking your life total, can be a bad draw. And Force Negation is really bad against creature decks specifically, so there's a lot of moving pieces to this deck. And I think it is good. I think it's playing powerful cards, but I think this needed another smoothing mechanism, whether it be like a looter of some sort or some ops to just smooth out draws, or even like Serum Visions would be fine, although I think opt is better. Maybe is it time to bring Serum Visions back? Serum Visions might be better if I'm trying to get turn 2 Stoneforge Mystic specifically. It sees a card deeper than opt. And I can actually instant speed it with Teferi. It might be time to bring back Serum Visions. I could try that. I'm still going to go with opt, though, I think. I think I might try probably 24 lands still. Cut a discard spell, cut a Kaya's Guile, cut maybe a Cryptic. For another opt. I might change the Fatal Push Path Split to just be 3/3. Just because I knew Storming Entity was a problem, but Path is still really good. You just don't want all your removal spells to be Path, so you have something to do early. But when I have discard, I think 3 pushes is going to be fine. So I think I'm probably going to end up going that route. But we'll see. I could put the other push in the board too. I think that's reasonable. I definitely want the Kaya's Guile out. Maybe I just bring the Thoughtseizes back, cut the Inquisitions. Is 3 opt crazy? That's probably crazy. And cut a Cryptic. Yeah, I think this is kind of crazy, the 3 opt, but yeah, it's worth trying. I did also want another Godless Shrine. I said that a few times. I could see cutting the Field of Ruin. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Field of Ruin is not very good in this deck. And I have more room for more sideboard cards. I'm probably going to add another blue card just because I still am a little scared of Force Negation count. Man, honestly, I could play... I'm going to have to work on this, but the deck felt good. It felt like there's something there. I don't think it's worked better than blue-white, though. Blue-white, I think, set a pretty high bar. I think I will stick to blue-white for the qualifying rounds of the Mana Traders tomorrow. But Esper felt pretty good. There's definitely something here. It's something I want to continue to work on. Blue-white's mana is just cleaner. There's just a lot more things going on in that deck that I, was a fan of. So I think I will go back to that. But for the time being, thank you everybody for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you taking the time out of the day to learn some Modern with me. And if you like the content I'm making here, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. I would also appreciate it if you would leave a comment or like the video. All of that helps me. And with that, I'll talk to you next time.
I'm joined by Kyle Balgamase. Welcome, Kyle.
How are you?
Raja Suleiman with Orzhov.
Max McVitie.
Congratulations, Brian DeMars.
Zach Allen.
I wouldn't be here without these guys, though. So.
And the champion of Proto Counter-Attack here, Ari Lax.